less than a year since Mahindra launched the TUV300, and now it's getting one major update. No, it's not to do with the design or the features, it's to do with what's under the hood. Because when we first drove the TUV300, while we enjoyed the drivability that it had to offer, it felt underpowered. So now Mahindra have given the TUV300 the new mHawk100 motor that made its debut on the newer Sport. So essentially, it is the same 1.5-litre 3-cylinder diesel engine that we've seen in the TUV before. But changes have been made to the engine software and to the turbocharger, and this has bumped up power and torque. As the name suggests, this motor makes 100 horsepower, 16 more than before, and 240 Newton meters of torque. That's 10 Newton meters more. Which means it has more of everything when compared to Maruti Suzuki's Vitara Brezza or the Ford EcoSport. But bear in mind, the TUV is also heavier by over 300 kilograms. So all that's numbers. What happens when you put your foot down? Well, it's still not quick, not by a long shot when you compare it to something like the EcoSport or the Brezza. But there is an added sense of urgency in the way it marches forward. From a standing start, when compared to the mHawk80, this was about 3 or 4 car lengths up at the 100 kph mark. Outright acceleration, well, it isn't all that important for the daily driver. But when you're at higher speeds, like on a highway, you can feel an extra spring in the TUV's step, which should make cruising and overtaking on the highway a lot easier. This is also thanks to a wider power band. The engine starts pulling from a lowly 1500 RPM and it continues to do so to just under 3000 RPM. The big plus of this engine is going to be the usability in typical city traffic conditions, where it will feel easy to drive. Also, it's going to be offered with the AMT gearbox, and that has also been tuned for smoother responses, for better shifts. So both things combined, the AMT version of the TUV300 should feel much nicer to drive. The company claims that the manual version of the TUV that we drove returns 18.05 kilometers per litre. That is just a touch lower than the mHawk80. What are the other changes on the TUV? Well, there is one that will be offered on all TUVs henceforth. And that's to do with the backseat. Customers wanted better under-thigh support, and that's what Mahindra have done by lengthening the seat squab by 3 centimeters and giving you better support here by raising it by 19 mm. Well, as before, there is plenty of room, headroom, knee room and width. So this is a more comfortable backseat now. The mHawk100 variant of the TUV300 has been added right at the top of the lineup. It is offered only as the T8 version, both with a manual and an AMT gearbox. And while it is considerably good value, it has a tough fight against its rivals from Japan and America. One thing is for sure, picking a sub 4-meter SUV from Mahindra's lineup is now tougher than before.